Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ybot. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion. We're going to take a relatively, mostly quick look at acquiring the Dreadblades as the Outlaw Rogue. So, this quest begins, at least if you come in first time, you go into the secret meeting room, you're level 100. In my case, this is a boosted character, so his gear is hopefully below average. I'm hoping that that's the case so that you guys can't be like, well, you're overgeared for it. His item level is, I believe it is 640. Yes, indeed. 640 is the item level you get for the Rogue when it first pops in there, when you boost them. And, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to speak to Fleet Admiral Tythus about the Dreadblades in just a sec. And what you do with that one is you hop on a pirate ship with him from Booty Bay, and then you sail all the way back to Azuna. Even though you literally could have just hopped on a griffin and flown to Azuna. No, we need to use a pirate ship. So, anyway, we're going to dive straight into the action here. I don't think there's need to see any more of this right here. So we'll just skip right away to Booty Bay and sailing off. Alright, here we are in Booty Bay. Now how you get to Booty Bay is you can either go to the Tower of the Guardian, pop into the portals room, and just go ahead and use the portal to Karazhan, then fly down here. However, if you're Alliance, or even if you're Horde for that matter, you can take the regular routes to get to Stranglethorn as well. It's not that difficult. And let's dive right into the action here. So, I'm just grappling, hooking up here for fun, and there's a few stealth gauntlets. This is stealth gauntlet number 1. Watch the mines. You can disarm them as a rogue. However, if you do this right here, don't do this. Don't do this, folks. You'll get mobbed by ghosty skeletal pirates. And that's bad. And you'll die. Like that. What you want to do is, unsurprisingly, stay stealthed. If you face a mine, you can disarm it. That you will stay in stealth for that. And if you run into trouble, hit sprint, run away, and use vanish. Try not to do this too often because vanish does have a longer cooldown. These guys do not have any sort of detection dogs with them. Later on, you will have detection dogs. The first part of this scenario is requiring you to liberate the Horizon's Edge, which is right there. And the way you do that is you beat the living crap out of the first mate. And he is not too difficult of a fight. This, however, also don't do this. The dog is very close to his buddies. Then if you attack him, you will obviously decloak and you'll get into trouble. But like I said, that time I used vanish and ran away. Not in that order. Ran away, then used vanish. Also keep in mind in this scenario that the mobs, at least some of the mobs at least, appear to retain the amount of health that they have from previous combat. Their health does not regenerate to 100%, which is very useful because this works on pretty much every single boss in these encounters. So if you run into a really difficult boss on any of your quests, then you can always go ahead and you can pop right back from where you were, and they'll be at, like, say 25% health, and second time it's a cakewalk. Anyway, this guy here, we just hit him with everything we've got. Start with your combo, build your combo points into roll for bones, get your buffs, and then just use as much damage as you can. If you want, you can pop in between the eyes. In this case, it's not really that necessary. He's not that difficult of a fight. And from here, we just go to the Blood and Plunder, Stage 2, where we walk like a pirate and we talk like a pirate. And we try to stay as stealthy as possible. So this is a second, much longer stealth gauntlet. Oh, also, Crimson Vial is always your friend. If you are ever low on health, then Crimson Vial is your built-in healing potion. Use it early, use it often. And now for this one, You can also use Distract to keep the dogs in place for a certain amount of time. And sometimes you can even just pull them away. The pistol combo move, the pistol finisher for that matter as well, will act as a bit of a pulling tool. But you need to be careful as always. It's usually just better to stay stealthed, disarm whatever mines are in your way, and avoid anybody with detection. Now there's also marksmen with detection, so you need to be very careful about that. And in a sec here, I actually just use Distract to keep those guys all in one relative place so I can get by safely. And you just make your way up to the temple that's on top of the hill here. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to skip to that. There's another fight before we get into it, and then just as we first get into the Temple of 1,000 Lights, there's a section that's tripped some people up, including the gentleman who is in my comment section. Like, I just don't get it. And yeah, originally, until I had actually filmed this, I didn't really get what he was talking about. So they just keep regenerating, he couldn't figure it out. But don't worry, for those of you who may be having problems, hopefully not at this point, but if anybody is, then this will hopefully provide some aid. So this guy right here, we think he's a really, really big, tough fight. No, he's not. The Horizon's Edge is up and running now, and they are here to help. They are here to help with broadsides. Wonderful broadsides. This is one of those few cases that, see that right there? I should be pulling him over to the cannon zone. The bomb zone, rather. And right here, one has landed right on top of him. I'm like, oh shit! I need to get out! But no, I'm realizing, wait a second. This is friendly fire. And in World of Warcraft, friendly fire does not hurt you. This actually stuns and deals a great deal of damage to the giant, so just go for the bomb zones as quickly as you can, and down he goes just like that. He falls like a sack of potatoes. And now we can go ahead and we can pick the locked door, and we can go ahead and get into the main room of the temple here. Now, this is the probably one of the hardest sections in this little scenario here. And it's because of these little buggers right here. Now, I recommend doing what I did. You come in at them cloaked, you cheap shot them, and then reserve your kicks for when they cast Chain Heal. Because if they cast Chain Heal, then they'll be able to out-heal your DPS, which sucks. And that was the problem that that guy was having, who was complaining that he wasn't able to figure this one out, is that his DPS was being out-healed by these guys, and he just wasn't using his interrupts in the right spot, so that's basically what it is. I will put a annotations to this section specifically for people who are having problems. So yeah, this right here, it's possible to get lucky like I did there. I probably should have left one of these guys where it was. Probably should have left one of these little buggers and let them actually do the heal just to demonstrate. And what I'm doing right here, the reason I'm dancing around, is I don't want to get hit by the wave. Because that's the other thing that happens. If the fight goes on too long, then you're going to get smacked by the wave, and as you're trying to run back, these guys are going to cast Chain Heal, and if it goes on too long, then it's just going to be an infinite problem, and you will just run out of health, and they will win, and you will die. And now, once you kill those 4 guys, the Water Elemental despawns, and you get to face Dread Admiral Eliza. Now this right here, what I'm doing, is completely unnecessary. You can just sneak by them with stealth. They will not be called into the boss's room if you don't kill them. I just decided to kill them for the hell of it, kind of as a victory lap. Dodge the cave-in zones, they will damage you. And you can pretty much just sprint right through this once you're done with these 2 guys, if you even choose to kill them. I thought he was almost dead there, and then I used a fancy finishing move, and it seemed like they had more health. Anyway. And that brings us to Eliza. Now, there's something I did not do in this particular fight that you're about to see, which I kind of think would have made things a lot easier. What I did do, I used Crimson Vial fairly frequently, which, like I said, it's your friend. I do believe I used Cheap Shot whenever I could. However, I didn't use Blind, and I didn't use Between the Eyes as much as I should. So, the thing is she kind of hits like a truck. There's a few ways you can avoid damage, like this right here. You definitely want to make sure that you get behind the pillar, because this thing has one hell of a long wind-up, which typically means that it's going to hit you like a truck. And from here, yeah, she still hits you like a truck. What I should be doing is I should be just smacking her with Between the Eyes, because that'll stun. However, what you can do is when she does that, you can run behind a pillar, you can use your Crimson Vial. However, I'm getting fairly low on health. She is out DPSing me with the gear I have. I did hit her once with Between the Eyes, then I just ran my butt away. Now, that does have a cooldown. However, I believe we've got Gouge in there as well. And I believe if in a pinch, you can even vanish. Leave me a comment in the comment section below if you do try to vanish on this fight and it doesn't work. I'm sorry, but I mean, I've died. I've literally died on this fight and come back, and she's been at, like, where I left her at 25% health. And that's getting the Dreadblades right there. It's not terribly difficult. It's a skill check. However, on this one, it's a bit of a complicated skill check, and quite frankly, it's not very nice of them to do this to us. I mean, technically, this is a brand new spec. I mean, it's just a rehashing of Combat Rogue, but technically, it's kind of a new spec. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, that pretty much does it for this one. I'm going to just go ahead and grapple hook on out of here. I hope you guys find this to be useful, maybe even entertaining. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want to see more stuff like this, I will have some tanking guides up. So I'll get like the basic tanking classes that I play. We'll be doing Paladins, Demon Hunters, we'll be doing Druid, we'll be doing Monk eventually. We'll definitely be doing Death Knight as well. I just want to get a handle on those before I actually put those guides up. We'll also be doing LFR, which once again, I want to get a handle on the LFR instances, know what I'm doing before I actually tell you guys how to do anything. Same goes for the heroics. So I'm just going to have to fight down a little bit of that anxiety I was talking about last expansion about tanking, because quite frankly, I'm seeing people whose gear absolutely dwarfs my gear right now, which is kind of concerning. Anyway, guys, my name has been Ybot. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.